Hi, I'm Stacy with Jack Be Natural. This is part 5 of our Cloth 101 class, and quite possibly the most difficult part of cloth diapering. No, picking a cloth diaper is actually fun, not tricky. I know there's a lot to choose from, but it is fun. The tricky part is washing them, but it doesn't have to be tricky. It can be for some people, but we don't like it to be tricky. We don't like using any kind of extras, baking soda. You hear people use vinegar. I just like a simple routine. So I'm going to go over everything here with you. Now, the first thing you want to do is get as much poop off your cloth diapers as possible. Typically, the poop is going to roll right off of this cloth diaper. It'll go right into the toilet now because of this material. Even a natural, like the pre-fold, you just kind of unfold it into the toilet and it should come right off. Now, if it doesn't, we do have a couple options. Of course, we have that accessory as a flushable liner. Again, I showed you in the accessory class where you can just take this and put this right in the cloth diaper. And when the baby poops, you can just pick this up and flush that away. That helps. If not, we have a Bum Genius here. I have a diaper sprayer. There's many diaper sprayers on the market, and all you do is just hook this up to your toilet and just spray that off of the diaper. Again, a peri bottle or a cleansing bottle that you can get from the hospital, and you can just fill that up with water and just squirt that, and that will help take off the poop as well. So that we need to get done now first. Now, if you are breastfeeding your baby, it is water soluble, so you really don't need to take anything off. You can just keep it as it is and put it right in your wet bag. However, breast poop does stain. So what I recommend doing is just washing your cloth diaper to the point where it's wet, but it's not dripping. It's soaking wet, but not dripping wet, and then put it in your wet bag. You do want to wash your cloth diapers about every 2 days. So you're stretching it with 3. I would wash about every 2 days. And what you're going to need, of course, is a wet bag of some sort or a pail liner. So both of them have a polyurethane laminate, helps keep the smell inside that bag. And then if you do use a diaper pail with a pail liner, I would recommend using a pail that has that rotating flap on the top, something that might let a little bit of air in there as well. So anyways, here's our wet bag. With wet bags, or pail liners, I recommend at least 2, one for that you're using and then another one while you're washing your diapers. You have one to use. You can use 3 if you'd like to maybe get a little mini wet bag just for your diaper bag if you need it. But definitely try to have 2 wet bags. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this diaper that the poop has been taken off of. We're going to make sure that our laundry tabs, if we have Velcro, are there and they're set. And we're going to unstuff the diaper ahead of time. So any kind of inserts that you have, if you have a pocket diaper, if it is, you don't want to make sure you unstuff it. And then you want to put that right in your wet bag, just like that. And again, you want to wash it every other day, every 2 days. Now, if it is an overnight diaper, what I would probably do is I like to rinse the overnight because this is more saturated with all that urine. So maybe rinse it out first, again, to the point where it's soaking but not dripping wet, and then put that in your wet bag. That might help with any type of, if you have any ammonia issues, some people come up with. And I always recommend to just that overnight diaper, if it's really saturated, just to kind of rinse it out first before you put it in there. So then we're going to take this whole wet bag on our cloth diaper washing day. All that stuff is in there. We don't want to touch it because, of course, that's really gross. So we're just going to take this and we're going to drop everything with all the diapers into the washing machine. And that's it. Yep, you're going to wash your wet bag or your pail liner as well. So all that's going to be washed. Now, the routine. Well, let's talk about detergents. There are cloth diaper safe detergents. You don't want to use something that is not cloth diaper safe. And typically, most of the all-in-clear type detergents are not cloth diaper safe. There is a list of them that we have online, and there's other sources as well that you can see what is cloth diaper safe. Of course, the ones that we sell, like Rock and Green, Eco Sprout, Crunchy Clean, all of those are cloth diaper safe. But there's some other that you can get locally in your grocery store or Target or Walmart, and they are like a Tide. And I don't mind a Tide Ultra as long as it's a powder. I actually kind of like Tide Ultra. It's been working pretty well for a lot of people. So if you want to use something like that, if your baby's not sensitive to that type of pre-engineered detergent, then that's fine. Of course, Tiny Bubbles from Grovia is wonderful. Thirsties makes a detergent. Bum Genius does. So there's many to choose from. But again, if you need something locally, Country Save, Tide Ultra is really good. Padded Tush Stats is an online source, and she's got a list of what's worked for other people with detergents. Now, that does get kind of tricky because, again, everybody has different water, so different minerals in their water versus what you may have. Hard water, soft water, it just depends. So what works really well for somebody might not work good for somebody else. I know even with my hair, the shampoo that I use, if I travel, maybe go somewhere else, the shampoo works a little bit differently in my hair because of the water, versus having it here at home. So detergents are the first thing. You may be using something and it might not work, and you might have to switch out. Again, trial and error, so it all depends. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you wash your regular clothes in the same obvious washing machine that you use for your cloth diapers, if you use something that's not cloth diaper safe on your clothes, it can stay in the washing machine and then rinse onto your cloth diaper onto the next cycle if you're washing your cloth diapers in between. So you definitely want to keep something cloth diaper safe with both your clothes and your cloth diapers. So that's one thing to think about too with detergents. Now, when you wash your cloth diapers, typically I would say just do a cold or a warm rinse and then a hot cold cycle. You can use another cold rinse if you need to. Don't make it too difficult. Um, the longer the cycle, though, the cloth diapers seem to like better. So the more you can keep them in the water, the better. They do like the water, but you don't want to use too much water. You don't want to use too much detergent. Just go with what the manufacturer says. They will typically give you an HE amount and versus a regular top loader amount of detergent. And for us, having hard water, if you're having any ammonia issues or any smells, I would try using a warm pre-wash or a quick wash with a little bit of detergent, and then do a warm cold or a hot cold cycle with the recommended manufacturer's detergent. So try that as well. Again, just a warm with a little bit of detergent first to get all the stuff off, and then do like a hot cold or a warm cold cycle after that. So that is all you really have to do, and you just want to read. Every cloth diaper manufacturer has different instructions, so just kind of keep in mind maybe what they have, but typically it's all the same. Drying wise, you don't want to use any any dryer sheets or anything in your dryer. Again, we do have that accessory of a woolly ball. This will make the drying faster because it does absorb the wetness. So you're welcome to get, I recommend about 3 or 5 of these in your dryer if you'd like to use something. So that's what you're going to do to wash and to dry your diapers. It's not tricky, and I don't like any complicated cycles. I like to keep it simple. And again, if you're having any problems, you can always try something else. So let's just say you have maybe like a funky smell coming out and the diapers do not smell clean. Typically what that means is you're not using enough detergent, so you might want to try using a little bit more. If you do have an ammonia smell, that's really bad. Sometimes you open the door and you get hit by that ammonia smell. This could be causing a burn on your baby. We definitely don't want that to happen. What that is, it's just your detergent that's mixed with that baby's urine, and it's causing this chemical reaction of ammonia type smell that's on the baby, and that could cause some major burns. So if you have that happening, again, if it's an overnight diaper, I do recommend rinsing it out before you put it in your wet bag. I would say you want to use a treatment to get that ammonia out. There's a couple things you could do. First thing is maybe an RLR treatment, and they come in little packs, and you just wash that with your cloth diapers, with your clean cloth diapers on a regular or a hot cycle, and then just rinse it out. And that should help get that ammonia smell out. You can also use Gravia makes a Mighty Bubbles, which is fabulous. And you can use that as well, and it tells you exactly how to use that on the back of theirs. And you can use those once in a while. You don't have to use them all the time. That's a good treatment to use. And what this treatment is too is also called stripping. So you strip your diapers again if you smell the ammonia, or if you're having some type of residue maybe sitting on the diaper. Of course, you won't be able to see it, but if your baby was doing really well in their cloth diapers and all of a sudden they started to leak after a couple hours where they didn't before, either your baby's drinking and and becoming more of a heavy wetter, getting older, or you have a residue problem. So we want to make sure we strip that residue off. If you're using a cloth diaper cream that's not very cloth diaper friendly, then that could be causing a residue problem, and you actually might want to scrub it off. Unfortunately, get a little detergent and try to scrub that residue off. The residue, again, will prevent that urine from getting into the diaper and getting soaked in, and it's just coming out of the legs. It's just leaking. If you want to test it to see if that's what's going on, you can just take your some water and just pour it right onto the diaper. Now, if it's a stay dry material, it'll kind of stay on top because, again, it's going to wake that wetness away, so it'll kind of stay there, and then it'll soak into the diaper. It shouldn't roll right off of the diaper. Then you'll know it's a residue issue, and it's just rolling right off. So it should typically just go right on top of the diaper and then just soak in. Of course, that diaper is going to be tight enough against the baby's bum that it should just let that soak right in. So Those are stripping your diapers. Now, even if you're doing everything right, it's probably good to strip them every 6 months anyway. Again, you can use the RLR treatment. You can use the Mighty Bubbles. Another thing you use is Blue Dawn dish detergent. Yes, ultra concentrated Blue Dawn dish detergent. You can use that and use a tablespoon and just put that into the wash, and that will help strip them. Do a quick wash, I'd say about 15 diapers, a normal cycle, with hot water, and then just kind of rinse, rinse, rinse until you see no more bubbles, and that'll take care of that as well. So stripping your diapers, that's how you do that. Again, if you're having an ammonia issue, or if you're noticing a residue issue or if you're noticing there's leaking going on, or if you're doing everything right, just to kind of keep them up every 6 months. Now, let's just say you buy some pre-loved diapers. Nothing wrong with that. Loving some pre-loved diapers. You got them at a good price, so that's perfect. I would, however, use a little bit of bleach just to make sure that you don't have any bacteria or anything in those diapers. If you're having an ammonia issue, you might want to use a little bit of bleach as well. This, I would say, a little bit as maybe a quarter cup. Put that in your cycle, again with clean diapers, and then make sure you rinse, rinse, rinse. If you're comfortable with the bleach, that's great. Just rinse, rinse, rinse everything out and make sure there's no more bleach in that diaper. So there's a few things to think about when you're washing. If you have any problems with washing your cloth diapers, please feel free to contact us. Again, it is the trickiest part, but hopefully I went over a lot of things that'll help you out. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.